Hello, and welcome back to the Cryptic Commander. This is your host, Luna. You can go ahead and check us out on Facebook at the Cryptic Commander, here on YouTube, and buymeacoffee.com is our new way to support us. If you want to check out buymeacoffee.com to support the YouTube channel or the Cryptic Commander podcast, we'd truly appreciate it. If you want to buy us a coffee, we'd appreciate you checking out buymeacoffee.com. Check out anywhere where you listen to your podcast, The Cryptic Commander. It's an easy listen to the ears podcast, all about Magic the Gathering. We have a subsidiary group, Magic the Gathering player group. I'm sure they'd appreciate it if you go check them out over on Facebook. And then we have a contest going on. So if you want to go ahead, comment about playmat, type in, I want to win a playmat. A pun about playmats, or just anything in general about playmats, you'll enter yourself in a contest to win a playmat from Cryptic Commander. And we'll announce it in a future video, the winner, if it's still available to win that playmat, and also we'll announce it on our Facebook page, Cryptic Commander, to who won that playmat. And you want to go ahead and hit that bell so you get a notification every time we upload new videos. If you haven't already subscribed, we'd truly appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button and comment down below any content you'd like to see in the future, what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, if you got any questions for the podcast, and if you'd like to enter a chance to win that playmat. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into a quick draft for Zendikar Rising. Alrighty, so here we're seeing Falith, which is a pretty good card to pick up, especially if we're going to be going into Landfall, which is usually what the direction of that deck wants to go. Chief's Thirst could be good, but honestly, I think I'm just going to go ahead and try Falith and see what happens. Alright, so Bushfire Elemental is perfect to go right on in with that. Maybe even the Gnarled Colony or the Dauntless Survivor, but I'm just feeling like the Bushfire Elemental is the direction we want to go. Okay, so Landfall is probably where we want to keep going. There are two good Landfall cards here. This only has one toughness, so I'm a little bit concerned about taking that. There's also the Sizzling Barrage, which is removal and something we'd like to see. The Baloth, we can also, this isn't really ramp, it's more 4 mana, make a land into a 4/4. So it's between the Baloth and it's between the Geopade. I think I'm going to take the Baloth for now. It's just a bit of a bigger body, and it's only 1 more mana. Okay. Definitely want to take here. We need a 1-drop. The only other two options were the bigger creatures. Scale the Heights might be smart to go into, especially when we get more landfall triggers. For now, I'm fine with just getting the 1-drop. Our best two pickups here, if we're going to keep going this direction, are probably this Skyclave Sentinel or the Snarecaster, maybe even the Wizard. It is a 2-drop. We only have one of those. It would be some looting. Cleansing Wildfire I'm not a huge fan of. This is more of a defender, and either way, both of these help us in the air. They're both 3-drops. This can be a 7-drop to be an attacker, but I think I want to go with the bigger blocker and a way to deal with reach. Way to deal with flyers, I should say. Look at any of these. I'm thinking I should stick with the landfall triggers. Landfall mechanic. Maybe I should grab the counter. There also is the 1-drop to keep us aggro, but I think I'm going to go with the Spitfire Legak. Just keep the landfall triggers going. I guess we'll go ahead and grab the creature we can play. We do need to get some more smaller stuff. Here is between these two cards because they are in our colors. I don't know how much we want to sack a creature to kill a creature. I don't really think I want to go there. So Tormenting Voice, we'll go ahead and grab that card. We'll grab the Brute. There is a possibility to grab this to give our creatures haste, but I think I just want to be a bit more aggressive because that's a second 1-drop. So here, we do only have 1 2-drop creature. Scale the Heights could be nice, especially if we're going to keep going the landfall direction. With Falith, that is fantastic cards. It also would give us some ramp, and there's just a lot it can do. But I think I want to grab the... Do I grab the creature? You know what, I'm going to go ahead and scale up the Heights. We'll grab... Actually, removal is probably our better bet here. Another scale up. Go ahead and grab the Sentinel, and a card we're not going to play. Okay, out of all of these, the picks are either Reclaim the Wasteland, the Tangled Florahedron, or the Sizzling Barrage. We do want to get our ramp on, So I think the Tangled Florahedron could be smart, but Reclaim the Waste does guarantee us land pickups, and we definitely want to be able to ramp into Phallus. So I think if I want to ramp, I'm going to go ahead in that direction. I definitely want to grab the Adventurer. It's a decent body, but how much party do we have? Looks like we only have 2 of the party requirements, and it's just a good body. There's also, we could go with the Guide Beast, but the fact that we'd have to return a land is concerning. I mean, there is a possibility going here, but I think I just want to grab the big creature. That would help us do what we need to do. Roiling Eruption might be smart. We do need another removal card. We could always grab a Kazandu Stomper, but I feel like that might wheel. And let's go ahead and grab the Royal Eruption, since we do need some more removal. Let's be aggressive. Let's be close to the ground. And out of all of these, I think grabbing the Legak might be best. Sticks with Landfall, and that's what we want to do. We could grab the Landfall creature that gains its life. For a 5-mana 5/4, gains some life. There's removal spell. It deals 4 damage to our creature and X damage to creature's controller or X number of creatures in the party. We're not really a party deck. We just picked up a Legak. So I think let's go ahead. This does gain us some life. This is also a bigger creature, and we actually don't have a single 5-drop. So I think it's important to go ahead and grab us a 5-drop. We'll do some Scorch Riding. We just picked up this for a 5-drop. Rage might be important to give some buff spells. We are hurting on the lower end. We need to start picking up some smaller creatures. So since we are hurting on the lower end, I might actually want to grab the buff spell. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab the buff spell. We need to pick up some creatures best we can. So the 3-drops, I'd rather take removal than the 3-drops. We'll go ahead and grab another buff spell. I guess that makes the creature. It is a 4-drop. We'll grab the buff spell again. Or do we want to go ahead and grab the Cyclave Stone? I don't think we need 2 of those in the deck. Alright, so we're going a bit more spells heavy than I would have liked. Hopefully we can find some small creatures. If we were in white, this would have been fantastic to pick up. I think for us the best is the Scythe Cat. I just genuinely feel confident grabbing that card. I mean, this is okay. It's going to be a 0/1 most of the time, though. We could grab some bringing back, some reanimation stuff. This is a 3-drop. And if it was kicked, all creatures able to block target creature do so this turn. I think we just go ahead and try early game. Try getting in aggressive as quickly as possible. So yeah, we need to pick up some smaller creatures for our deck. So that's what I've been doing, just trying to pick up these smaller creatures to by rush and be aggressive. Out of all of these, maybe just grab the Brute. Yeah, I'm going to go grab the Brute. Actually, do we have enough big creatures? We got Phallus, we got Adventurer. I think we need to grab another big creature. Be as aggressive as possible, because what we're doing is we're playing Gruul aggro. So here, do we want to start gaining some life, or do we want to have another Stomper? I think it would be best to have another Stomper. So we do already have 2 of those. This is Zendikar. I don't know how many of those we would need. I guess we can go ahead and grab the Wall. It does give things haste. I don't know if we're going to play any of those cards. Just grabbing the buff spell. Yeah, we got a lot to cut, actually. So I'm trying to be as aggressive as possible. Okay, so I think I cut the Hellhound. I mean, it can get buffed up, and early game it's nice, but most of the time it's going to be a 0/1. I don't think I need 2 of those. For many of those, I'm actually just going to cut both the voices. I'm going to put her Rage back in just in case. Yeah, we're going to cut the Rumble Fort. We'll cut this as well. I don't think we need 3 Scale the Heights. I don't think we need 2 of those. Yeah, I don't feel like needing 3 of the Gax. I'll keep 1 Zendikar. So we still need to cut 8 non-land cards. So the Zendikar does give us reach and haste for elemental creature, but it needs to land, which won't be a problem. I'm looking at the bigger stuff. We aren't doing a whole lot. I mean, this is our only 5-drop, so we need to keep that. We have 4 6-drops, so I think we can cut a Stomper. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut 1 Stomper. Sentinel. Since this only hits blockers, I'm going to go ahead and cut 1 of those for now. So we'll cut the Forest, keep things even, but we still have to cut 5 cards. So I'm looking at it, we probably want to cut at least 1 2-drop. The Sizzling Barrage just feels bad. It does deal with blockers, and it can get an extra damage. Royal Eruption is nice as well. The fact that it's literally only has 1 versatile... It's not very versatile, it only has 1 use. I think we can cut that. We're doing a whole lot on 3, so I think we can go ahead and cut 1 Brute. We still need to cut 3 more cards. We really want only 2 or 3 1-drops. I think we can go ahead and cut another 1-drops. This does put a counter on a creature, but we don't have a lot of party going on, so we can definitely cut that. If we were a party deck, it'd be a whole other story. So we still have to cut 2 cards. Maybe we can cut another one of these? Yeah, I think we can go ahead and cut that. And we just need to cut 1 more card. So do we need both the Rages and the Might? I think let's go back to cutting the 1 Rage, and we're going to go ahead and try the deck out like this. Do appreciate y'all sticking around, and hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. I know I enjoy playing the game for y'all. Alright, so we do have a 2-drop. Scale the Heights could theoretically draw us into the next card, but since we do have a 2-drop burn spell and a buff spell, I'm comfortable keeping this. Hopefully we can ramp into getting our Lagak down, but I'm fine with this. Go ahead and play out our mountain and pass. So yeah, hiding what we got going on, so I'm just going to go ahead, make them think we're mono red for now. Eventually we'll show our Gruul side. They don't... Okay, so I was going to say, well, I mean, essentially that's not a creature. I think actually, I want to do this so that next turn I can guarantee that we can get Lagak down, and we can go ahead and hopefully get the trigger. Yeah, since they can't block, we're gonna take the 3, which is unfortunate. We eventually will have a Royal Eruption in it, but the problem is the fact that this has recursion could be painful. So next turn I want to get Lagak down. Hopefully we can get a land to go with Lagak, so we can go ahead and start burning the creature on our opponent. No blocks on this. We need our ramp. We're probably going to have to deal with this sooner or later, but the fact that we can just chump block it, well, not chump blocking it, we can block it and just deal with it, it's fine. Alright. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get the Lagak down. Go ahead and play our land, we'll ping our opponent. And go to combat. So now we can block the Lagak, with the Lagak and the Shade and be fine, so this is just a good blocker for now. We can always pump this up. But yeah, I'm completely fine with blocking here. They might have some kind of shenanigans at the foot, but if they don't, we're in a good seating. Especially since we have a removal spell still. Okay, that is unfortunate. They did 2 for 1 us, but things happen. Alright, the Adventurer. I think what I want to do is go ahead, scale up, try to pull out another land. Okay, perfect. So we got our land. We can still pump, but also this Royal is sorcery speed. They are, what, 1 mana away from getting that? But if we have it for 7... So yeah, we're going to hold up for the Rage. So we're going to hit them for 2 for now. Next turn, we got our Adventurer coming down. Yeah, we'll go ahead and end our turn there. It's doing 5 damage. This comes back with 2 counters, so we can still deal with it with 2 mana. Okay, so our opponent's taking care of some of the life for us. Land, but even they can't play it out. So that's still our opponent. Okay, so our opponent did get a creature down, which isn't that big of a deal, especially since we have a 2/4 and they only have a 1/1. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play out our Adventurer. We're going to go to combat. Realistically, they're not going to block, but they might. Okay, so yeah, they didn't block. We're going to go ahead and play out our land. And if they do give this 2 counters, I mean, the problem is then they can attack through our Adventurer, but we still have the Royal Eruption that we can deal with it. Alright. Well, that wasn't good. Got rid of the card we needed. So our opponent's just going all aggressive, which is interesting. I'm going to go ahead and yeah, we'll buff this up. Go up to attacks. And then we're going to buff it since we got nothing else in hand to do. Alright, our opponent's down to 2. They put him in an extremely defensive situation. Even though they can bring back the Shade, it's not going to help them because it can't block. It's just an aggro creature. And no matter where our opponent blocks at their current board state, we win. If they can pull off another blocker or a kill spell and a blocker, at least they save themselves some time. Okay. So they were able to get a blocker, which is fine. This, I don't know, the Shade is trying to be aggro? Because, alright, good games. Yeah, the Shade can't block. Excuse me. Alright, we're jumping into the next game. Looking forward to seeing our Falith come down. Get all them plants up and then play out some lands and go aggressive. I'm definitely looking forward to Calm Time. It's going to be a new set and I can't wait to draft it. Okay, so we got some lands. Hopefully we can ramp into our Stomper. For now I'm going to keep this because we have a turn 2 play, we have a ramp, and we also have a Brute. Yeah, we'll go ahead, start off, which drawing the Scythe Cat changes our game plan a little bit. So we're definitely going to try to hold up green on hide information, and then we got our Scythe Cat, but it might be more important actually just to play the Mountain, so we can have the Rage up, just in case they have some type of burn spell, but any burn spell even then would still help. I guess it would be for a smaller creature. Okay, so our opponent's just trying to dig deep. They might be, is it spells? So since our opponent didn't play anything, we're going to go ahead, hide information, and go attacking. So next turn, we're going to play a land, and then get down our Scythe Cat. And then turn after that, we're going to probably, okay, so our opponent's just digging deep. They're looking for answers. Okay, so yeah, we go and play our Mountain, and we get our Scythe Cat on. online. Swinging in for 1. Go ahead and ping him up. Yeah, so next turn we have 2 different answers. Yeah, let's go ahead and even things out. So since this can do a 3, we can buff up. Yeah, let's go with full out attacking. Hope they block the Scythe Cat, and then we buff it up. Yeah, exactly what we wanted. We don't need a land. Yeah, because this is 6, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't need that. And we still will be able to kill their creature, hit them for 1. So we got to control the board state for now. Wait, I completely forgot they had trample. It's a nice benefit. Okay, so now we're going to have to play a bit more defensive. Okay, so here I think the best play actually might be to scale the heights. So we can put a counter on something, or do we hold up scale the heights when we have the Stomper? Because we can still get the double trigger because we got only 5 mana to work with, so we can't only play one thing. I'm going to go ahead and scale up the heights. Put another counter here. Okay, Lagak. Play out the land. And I go swinging. I felt like that was the best play because now our opponent is in a very weird and precarious situation to where if they block, they lose their only creature. So yeah, let's go ahead and brood it up. So on next turn, we can get a whole bunch of damage in. Since we can play out the Stomper, we can play another one of the lands, and we can get this guy, Scythe Cat, up to even bigger. We have the 1/1 Death Touch will probably get through. Our Brute might get through, but at the board state we're looking at now, our opponent needs to play blockers or they need to play removal spells. Alright, so I'm curious our opponent's mono red, or they is it spells like I thought? They might just be mono red because everything I'm seeing, it's a lot of Tormenting Voices. Alright. Wow, I'm surprised they discarded another Lagak. It's not a super powerful card, but it definitely would have given him a blocker. If I was our opponent, I would have played the Lagak over playing the Wizard. Because we got a Trampler. This is nice, but I think the best play is to go ahead and play our Stomper and grow our Scythe Cat even bigger. So pretty much what we're trying to do is then go ahead and play out our land, and then we have the Scythe Cat. It's the biggest creature on the board. They can't really deal with it. I mean, actually they can deal with it. The fact that they would have to double block, but then they still take 4 and they lose to both their creatures. So right now I don't have a need to really hold back, especially since we have a 6/5 on the board, and even if they have a removal spell, they're way off of 7 mana. If they could Royal Eruption. With the Adventurer in our hand as well, we're looking pretty good. We can even just Lagak them, or we can just play the Lagak and just play some lands and play the slow roll. The fact that we have the Kazandu Stomper gives us a bit of a... Okay, so that is a bit of a problem, but I mean, we still have the Stomper. I think we're still in good hands. We got rid of their biggest creature on the board. Our big creature is still left. So next turn, we'll go out attacking. And then we have our Lagak to finish them off. Because this having trample is nice. And they both have 1 toughness. They might be able to add... No, they can't even add toughness because that's a 3 cost. And it's not a 2 cost. I mean, it gets bigger, sure. And now they can attach it somewhere. But we have trample. And we have Lagak in hand. This is just our game. Alright, so yeah, we play Lagak. We go attacking. And yeah, GG's. Alright, awesome. Take that gold and the experience. Jump into the next game. We are ready. Okay, so we got Bushfire for turn 2, and we got our Falith, so as long as we can keep drawing in lands, we'll be good. Would have been nice if this was a 1-drop, but I think it'll be fine. It's definitely a better blocker. Okay, so they're reclaiming. Okay, so they... Alright, so we are playing the Gruul matchup. I mean, they might be a 3-color deck, but as far as I know, they're just going to be playing a 2-color deck. That's fine. We hit them for 1, guaranteed. Right, so go ahead and play at our mountain. We'll play the elemental. We go swinging. And then next turn we have our ambusher. Which, yeah, that'll work out, because we can still end up playing our Baloth the following turn. That is unfortunate, but things happen. So now we go ahead, play our land, play our ambusher. And then I guess we can attack, and we'll play this in our second main phase if we can hold up the bluff. We can also still, I guess, yeah, what we want to do now is we want to go into attack mode, because we have either we can buff it or we can play the Marasa, and gives our opponent as little information as possible. And since they know this can get buffed, I doubt they're going to block it. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do that. Deal the damage. This is a 4-3, which would be problematic, but I'm fine doing that. I doubt they're going to want to trade at this point, and they're going to be playing a little more defensive. I could be completely wrong. It's such early in the game, but that's what I'm seeing. And we do have our 6 mana to be able to play Falith, which is nice. Having Might of Marasa, next turn we'll be able to kick it. And getting the land trigger to be able to give... okay, so they were able to get their bear off. And now that puts us in a defensive situation. So we know we got Falith. We don't really want to trade here. We're going to just take the damage. Alright. So now we have to make a decision. So this costs 6 mana, which we don't have to be able to give it haste. But I think what I want to do is go on attacking. This getting +3/+3. Yeah, okay. So we're going to go full on attacks and see what they do. Alright, so since they did that, if we spend 2 mana to buff something, it could be painful. I think we're going to have to just play that out and go into block mode. We could have gone a few extra damage, but I don't think it's necessary. Because next turn we got Falith coming down, and we can always use these on the plants it makes. Just make some chump blockers that can do extra damage. Because now we have this spot where we can trade. We know we have an extra land come down to be able to pump this. So putting a counter on something does make us in a weird spot. They're probably, yeah, they're going to grow their bear. Yeah, I mean their beast, I should say. That's a problem now. Now we are going to have to be in chump block mode. We don't have a second mana up for the Might. So we're taking the 5, going down to 11. This is a really close game. You can't afford to do a bad block. So another question is, we go ahead and we play Falith out so we can get a bigger blocker. So we can start, well, that has trampled though. And it just made it so this is a bad attack here. I guess I should have waited the second main to see what happens. But for now, the only good attack is attacking with the Rider. I guess what I should have done is held off to my second main phase to try to hold information up. But having all these plants is nice. So yeah, we're going to go attacking with our Rider, because push comes to shove, we trade with their Rider. They might just chump block it, but I doubt we might. Yeah, if we're doing trades, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. We're not going to block the Falith here, just because we don't want to lose it. Okay, so extra shenanigans afoot. Alright, so now we do have, since this can only pump 3, well, now it can even pump for 5. We also have her, so they have a lot of creatures that can block. They have 1 mana up, so there's not buffing. We don't have to worry about the kill spell. What I think I want to do, though, is attack with Falith and see what happens. Because if they do block here, we buff it. If they're only blocking there, then that's not a problem. So we're going to go ahead and play out our 5/4. It's going to gain us some life, but also now we have a way to deal with their gnarled colony. Probably going to start growing the Swarm Shambler, which that'll be fine. It's not great, but it'll be fine. They just have Trample now because of the colony. But if they block, okay, so they're blocking there. They might have a buff spell, which is problematic, but we need to be able to absorb as much damage as we can. If we got a land, yeah, we're going to go ahead and just block up one of the damage. Going to soak up some damage if we can. And yeah, they're definitely going to be growing this. Okay, so they had the damage. We're going to take an extra 5. We're taking 9 this turn, which is painful. Okay, so we have a land to come down. We're going to grow that. I guess we go full out attacking. The problem is they have 9 with trample, and we need to deal with this. So the smartest move actually is to hold back for the Legag and have the Pulse of Marasa to deal some extra damage. So we probably should have played the Legag first, get an extra point of damage. But for now, I want to go ahead and just... We attack here, they block, they tap it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead... Yeah, let's attack with Falith. I guess I should have attacked with that as well, but absorbing more damage, we kind of just need it as the body right now. And we're going to have to hold off the Might of Marasa as a double pump. Because now we have 2 creatures that can block. And we're going to have to waste some tokens, theoretically. Because if they play a land, we take another damage. Okay, the Stomper is problematic. Since they're going to bring back 2 lands to their hand, guaranteed we're taking 1 damage. We're down to 4. They have Trample galore. So we're in a precarious situation. Guess I should have thought things through. I could have put our opponent down to 7. Okay, so they're definitely attacking. I only will give +3/+3. Okay, so that works out in our favor. We have a Mammoth our own, so we have to pull that trigger. So we can get damage to them and we can get counters on our stuff. The only thing they have in hand is a forest, so it's not a problem for us. So we know we're going to take an extra damage this turn, which is a bit problematic. But we still have the might. I don't think we attack anywhere. I think we have to play it defensively. We have enough creatures. We also need the pump spell. Yeah, we have to just be super defensive. Unfortunately, our opponent can keep growing the Swarm Shambler. That happens. Because they play a land, we're down to 3. And we have to be able to block everything, and they might have drawn into a buff spell. We need to be able to figure out how to take out our opponent. We have a Trampler. If they don't attack, do we attack with the Kazanju Stomper and then buff it? And I think that's what we do. And we try to play an offensive play since we're in such a bad spot. They don't force our hand now. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna go for it. We're gonna gamble. Yeah, we're gonna gamble. Grow another creature. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with a Stomper, and we have a way to grow it. Or do we attack with more than the Stomper? Try to guarantee we can get in damage. Yeah, do we full out attack? The problem is we have to be able to block up. We're at 3 life, theoretically 2 life. They can pump this up. We have 4 creatures, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, we full out attack. Since they can't block 3 of our stuff, we can guarantee get an extra 5 damage. Now let's just attack with everything. If we die, we die. But I think this is the right play. Because even if we held these back, they still have trample on everything. Because all we need to be able to do is get in 6 damage to win the game. I don't think instant speed life gain spell exists right now. Okay, so we still have a lethal with Marasa. Even without Marasa, yeah, we still have lethal. Alright, GG's. We were just playing so defensively, and then when I finally saw the opening for the offensive play, I just had to take it. Well, we're jumping into the next one. So we got 3 lands, theoretically 4. We're just playing such a slow hand, but we do have a 3-drop, 4-drop, and 6-drop. I guess we can play this 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're gonna try it. It could be painful, but I think it'll be fine, especially since on turn 3 we can go ahead and play our Legak. So we'll hold up the information until, yeah, we'll hold this information that we're 2-color deck for some time. And next turn, we'll go ahead and play out our Legak. And we have 2 different 3-drops to play the next turn. So we're playing against a Selesnya deck. So, Selesnya counters, or is it more of a party deck? So next turn, we have 2 different options we can play. Go ahead and play down our Charger. And, okay, so they have their Brute. Land, that's perfect to see. Go ahead and ping them. I think what we do, yeah, first we'll go ahead and scale the heights and see what happens. Okay. So I think, yeah, our best bet is to play a 1-drop creature and then go swinging. I doubt they're going to block this, but they might. If they have a bunch of creatures in hand, they'll block it. If not, they're just taking 4 damage. Since we can't afford to block with the Floralhedron, since we have Falith in hand, and we need another land. So we're just going to have to take that 3 since we can't afford to double block. Once we have the Sneaking Guide, then we can, our final double blocking with the 2 goblins. Okay, so they're Landfall then, or that might just be one of the Landfall cards they have in their deck. The Stomper is nice to see. But for now, what we do is we go into combat, we hold off information. Since we are playing Gruul, it makes it look like we have buff spells in hand. You never know. Sometimes holding the bluff can be very vital, like there. So now we're going to go ahead, play out 2 creatures. Hopefully we can draw a land next turn so we can Falith, and then we can play a Stomper and put some lands in our hand to be able to start making those plants bigger. And as long as they don't play a land, we'll probably go and double block the Felidar. Okay, so they played the land, so now that isn't good for us. But I guess what we could do is we could triple block with these 3, kill it, because we need to kill it now. The problem is if they have a buff spell in hand. So if they aren't going all out attacking right now, if they were going right into combat, they have the buff spell. So they're thinking more of a defensive strategy. Hopefully we can get the land off so we can get Falith next turn, but for now, we're just, if they attack with the Felidar, we're triple blocking it. Yeah, so our opponent does not have the pump spells, or else they would have went right into combat. Alright, I'm curious. Alright, so it looks like they're just going to pass. Yeah, they're just passing. Okay, so perfect. We got a land. We hit them for a little bit of damage. We go ahead, attack with our 4/5, and then we have Falith coming down on our second main phase. Alright, so we are definitely going to kill the Felidar, and we're going to let the Brute take him. That's unfortunate, but things happen. And this only affected with power 2 or less, yeah. So it is what it is. Things happen, but we got rid of their biggest threat. The fact that thing can keep growing, we are going to be in a world of hurt. And next turn we got the Stomper to come down and then grow one of these plants. So at least got 2 big creatures coming at him. We can still hold off the triple block. Or now we just need the double block to kill that. Alright, the Stomper, yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. It's not too much since we got our own Stomper. We're just going to have to play around, and we might have to double pump 1 land, because it gives it plus 4 counters, so we wouldn't be able to attack through that. Do you have a land we can play now? Yeah, I think the best thing now is just to go ahead and play out the land, pump one of those up, play out our Stomper so we don't have to tap Flowhedron, bring back 1 of each, keep things even. And we can't attack because it's just not beneficial, and I'd rather offer the trade. Next turn we have another land. We're probably going to... If they offer a trade with the Kazandu Stomper, then we don't have to double pump, but we might have to... Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. For now, we can't attack because the Stomper has Summoning Sickness. So we're going to go ahead and pass because we don't want to lose Falith and be able to pump up our plants. Because pumping up our plants is our win con. We have just a bunch of small creatures that aren't super beneficial right now. I mean, we have a huge board state, but the reality is we make one slip up and we lose this game. So we're playing defensively for a reason. So, because our next turn, we're going to attack him with a Stomper, not play anything, but also all we have is lands. Okay, so that was enough. We had such a big board state, our opponent could not handle it. Alright, we're jumping into the next game. Let's see what our hand has to share. So we got a 2-drop, a 3-drop. We can even scale the heights and hopefully get the Scythe Cat even bigger. But do we actually want to wait in turn 3 and do any action? I mean, wait, the cat can grow on its own, and we can already have a 2/2 ready to go. So essentially let's go ahead, and what we'll do is we'll hold up the green, we'll play green, try to have the fake for now, show eventually we're Gruul, play out the Dauntless Survivor, so we can have our 2/2, And then we have scale the heights later on to make things even bigger, but we want to get down the tutorial Scythe Cat as quickly as possible. To let that thing grow, the fact that it has trample is wonderful. Alright, so our opponent, is our opponent just thinking? Did they get booted? What's going on? Sometimes you gotta think things through. Neither of us have any timers right now, so the clock is winded down on them. A win is a win is a win. I'll take it, but I wouldn't like it. Okay. So we'll go ahead and play our forest, and we'll pass. So now next turn, we play the Dauntless Survivor. We go ahead and make a 2-2. The following turn, we'll play out our Scythe Cat. So we're playing against a black deck. So yep, we got our game plan going on. So put the counter where it can go. Next turn we go swinging. And we have our Scythe Cat. So we're playing against a Golgari deck. Interesting. Alright, so we can't really attack through that, but what we can do is, wait a minute. I think we need to get down our Scythe Cat before we play the Bushfire. Because we need to be able to grow that thing. I mean, we could have attacked through it, but I think it's more important to... I messed up there. I should have played the mountain first, so I could have gotten the Bushfire and the trigger on both of them, because now it holds me back a turn. So yeah, I messed up there. Still feed in the swarm. You're going to gain a little bit of life. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play out our mountain. Get down the Bushfire, but yeah, I made a shenanigan mistake. Hit him for 1. Next turn we have a land coming down, and we're definitely going to play our Ascetic? Yeah, return Timber Ascetic. Alright, so play with the land, grow this thing. Do we put the counter on it? Or no, we played our turn Timber. So next to combat, we'll go ahead and attack. I doubt they're going to block this. Oh, they are. Okay, that's kind of surprising. Yeah, we'll play our biggin. So now we can attack through this, and it won't be a problem. And we can even scale the height, so we can grow this and make sure that both of our creatures are attacking in. That's probably our best route. I mean, our opponent is playing black. They could have another removal spell. They are gaining some life, which is a bit problematic, but it's not going to be that big of a deal on our next turn, the fact that we're swinging in for 8. Alright, so now we're definitely going to have to change up our game plan. We scale the heights. We can still attack with this. We scale the heights first, and then still... This eventually does get bigger, and it gains menace. This does not have trample. So first I want to see what happens when we attack, and then we have an option of what to do. For the double blocking, okay. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of their bigger threat. It is what it is. Things happen. Scale the heights, make this bigger. Draw Falith, which is nice to see, so we'll go ahead and play out our creature. If we can get another land, we're just land shy of getting down Falith. Huh, so they're playing like 2 different decks in one. This is part of the kicker strategy, and there's a few different strategies going on. So for right now, I think the best route, they could have a buff spell going on. Because we could buff, but then it holds off. Let's go ahead and get down our Adventurer and just pass. Where do we attack? I don't want to attack into a buff spell, but yeah, let's go ahead and try it. Let's pull the buff spell out of their hand if they have it. If they don't, they don't. Alright, so we want to kill this before they can start buffing things up. And now we have our Adventurer, which does have Vigilance, which is fine. I mean, it's fantastic that it has Vigilance. Our opponent gaining life is a bit problematic, though. This thing coming down, that makes an issue. Okay. So now we can go ahead and play out our land, and we have... Yeah, let's go out attacking first. Let's attack with our adventurer. Realistically, they're going to do another double block. And we can go ahead and kill the sentinel. Yeah, we'll kill the sentinel so they can't do any damage in the air. They're all tapped out, so there's no buff spells afoot. And now we have Falith. And with Scale the Heights, that's going to make it even better, especially since we can make this 6/6 if necessary. Hopefully we draw land, and then we draw this, we draw into another land. That would be wonderful. That would be the best gameplay we could do. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to play our land. Go ahead, buff up a token. And hope when we Scale the Heights, because we're gonna make Falith even bigger. Awesome, that's exactly what we wanted. So since they might have buffs, actually, you know what? We're gonna spread love. And this can still get pumped, so next to combat, we'll hold back our 4/0/1s, and we'll just attack with the team. And we can buff this, and that's the whole reason why I'm attacking with it, because it can get through either of their creatures. Alright, buff in time. I mean, this is going to get a counter, but it's not that big of a deal. And they might have the buffs for it, but if they had a buff, they would have probably dealt with a bigger threat. Alright, so that... They had a buff spell, but they didn't have a bigger buff spell. I didn't expect this to come down. If I did, I would not have attacked with it. But it's fine, since we have 3 biggins. And they have no cards in hand. We got another land. So no matter what, our creatures are getting through. Let's go all attacks, and then we'll pull back the 3/0/1s. Alright, so no matter what, we're getting an 8 guaranteed damage. Okay, GG's. That was the game. Alright, jumping into the next one. Alrighty. Our opponent goes first. We can play this out as a land and start this on turn 2. I like having this for a Mana Dork, but the fact that we can play this for a land, I'm comfortable keeping this hand. So we're going to go ahead turn 1, we're going to play this unless we can get a forest, which would be fantastic. We can draw out a forest. But if not, then that's our game plan. Okay. So yeah, we go ahead. Since this enters tapped, that's what we're doing. So we haven't played against a blue deck, if I can remember correctly, so far. It's be interesting. Realistically, it's going to be more of the Dimir Mill, but I mean, it could be Simic Kicker. Alright, Dimir Mill, maybe Mono Blue Mill. I'm surprised they played it like that. They should have played their land first. I mean, their Rune Crab and then their land. Well, there was our green mana. Came a little too late. It is what it is. Go ahead and punk this. We can't really attack through their 1/4. We're going to have to hope we can maybe... Yeah, we just got to get the big creature down. So next turn, we'll go ahead and play our Snare Master. And then, either way, yeah, I think getting down the Lagak first, then the Rider is more important, since it can do some extra damage. We can't do any attacks. We could block the Rune Crab, but for now, it is what it is. Seeing Bushfire was perfect. The fact that none of their stuff can block it. And then next turn, we get the land down, buff this up, and get Lagak down for some extra damage. Yeah, it's anything 2 or less. So I'm curious if our opponent is mono blue or Dimir. The sea and ruin crab, usually that means they're Dimir. Alright, so they're digging for some resources. I'm guessing their second color of land, but we did see a mono red deck, so you never know. But I mean, yeah, okay, so they are definitely a Dimir deck, like I thought. Unfortunately, that land we needed. I mean, they got some good creatures. One of our better creatures and a land, which we definitely needed that land because we got the Timber Turn in our hand. Okay, so we can get down the land, pump this up, bring out the Spitfire. We go attacking, we're getting guaranteed damage. So next turn, we're probably just going to go ahead, play out our Scorch Rider, because that can attack through their things. The issue is this crab is really starting to mill us like crazy. I mean, it only got creatures. The fact that it's milling with the lands is, I think, what's more problematic right now, since we are a landfall deck mainly. Hopefully we can draw into a land to get our Timber Turn down. So we can get the Timber Turn down, and we got even a bigger creature than the Scorch Rider, but we're guaranteed the Scorch Rider no matter what. And we still have an unblockable Bushfire. I would love to be able to pull off a land. Not a land. We can't really play this for what it is. I mean, we could just go ahead and burn this down. I don't think we need to. Let's go ahead and get the bigger creature down. And we just hit him for 1. We just have to keep poking him as best we can. The Royal Eruption, we might want to say that anything can block this Bushfire. And then next turn we can attack the Scorch Rider as well, since it will be able to kill anything, and I doubt they're going to want to block the Rune Crab. The Mucklord could be a little problematic here. And the reason I say that is the fact that we make other things bigger, and it can make it so that this can block our Bushfire. So, and this only has sorcery speed. So yeah, we're going to have to kill the Infiltrator. That's what we got to do. So for now, we're going to go ahead, kill the Infiltrator, just so the Mucklord can't put an extra counter on it and make it so our Bushfire can no longer be blocked. And so do we get this down to be able to use its ability? Its ability might be important. Or we can get the Pumper down. I think it's more... Yeah, let's go ahead and get this just so we can make it so that this can't block. But I think it's what's the most important play here. We need to get in damage. They're milling us out. We're drawing cards. We have one unblockable. This can kill anything, and this can kill anything but one thing. So, yeah, let's go swing it all out. They're probably actually, I think that's a bad play, because they can just chump block here. Nothing happens. And, you know what? No, I'm going for it. The reason I'm going for it is they're not being offensive. They're more of a controlling deck. The fact that their win con seems to be mill. I mean, they could have some big creatures, but playing the Dimir colors usually means you're a mill deck. This probably was the worst attacker I could have used besides our Dauntless Survivor, but it would have been smartest to just attack with these two. For now, I'm fine with just sending the Legak up, just because that pulls out another blocker. It happens, but we kill their creature. No, we don't. Shenanigans afoot. So we needed that land. We also needed that creature. That has flying is a problem. The fact that they're milling us out is what might win in the game. I mean, they had the kicker spell that saved them. There's only so much we can do when we're doing 1 damage per turn. Getting down this reach creature is what we're going to have to do. I'm not trading, I'm taking the damage. There's no reason to block it. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we needed. Now we have a creature to play, but we do need to deal with this. But I think since they do have 2 mana up, there's a possible counter. But I don't want to run into the counter. So I'm going to go ahead and play out the 2 creatures. Okay, they didn't have it. So now what we can do is, attack with this. No, I don't attack there. I attack the unblockable because they can just block here and there's no reason to attack there. And then next turn we have this. Because we'll have the pumper. So this just has been a very odd and strange game. Them milling us out, though, is going to be a problem. We need to be quicker than what they can do. Hopefully we draw land. We can buff this up, get an extra damage in. It's a guaranteed 4 damage. Okay, so there's a little bit of an issue. We can still block it. Yeah, I have no problem blocking it. Oh, perfect. It's extra guaranteed 4 damage. I think we go swing in with some things. Yeah, we go and swing out. Nope, we don't want to do that. Switch to combat. Swing in. And yeah, we swing like this. I could have activated this ability, but I want just in case to have the turn timber coming down. But we have a guaranteed 3 damage, sending them to 6. And if they don't block this, we can at least pump it up. Because we're in a very bad spot. We're essentially 4 turns away if they can get a land after land. But right now we're doing lethal. They aren't holding up green, so they can't have a fog type effect. They could have some flash creatures. I'm really curious what they're holding up. But if they would have played flash creatures, it would have been before declaring attack, before blockers declared. Okay. So all of our creatures are blocked. That's not a problem. I want to go for the kill. Activate the ability. Going for the kill. That does hold us off, which is unfortunate. But yeah, let's go to damage and see if they have... Nope, they don't got anything. So we just took out all their creatures. Now they do have a 4 in the air, but they're done milling us, which is amazing. And that's lethal. Because they only have 1, we just have a whole bunch of creatures coming into town. So that is a bit of a problem, but it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they only have 2. So 4 creatures can't get blocked. They have 1 card remaining. So yeah, we landed up. We swing in with the team. Swing with everybody. And essentially, I think that's GG's. We might have to play out our turn timber, but we're so far off of losing this. And that's still, even if they block here and here, still 5 alone is lethal. I mean, 2, they only have 2 blockers. Unless, even if they had the flash creature, they would have had to have... Yeah, this should be GG's. Because if they had the flash creature, they would have had to have played it before blockers declared. So this is GG's. It was a very awkward game. They were milling us out, but we were able to get there in the end. Alright, we're claiming that gold and that experience. We're jumping into hopefully the last game. I mean, we could always go further in, but you never know. I enjoy playing Magic, and if it means playing another game, it means playing another game. Alright, we're ready. Alright, so we have 2 mountains, and we have no green sources. We can try playing this out, but I think it's not worth it. We don't have any green. All right, so we have red and green. The problem, we do have a kill spell, but we aren't doing anything until turn 4. I think that we keep this, but what do we put back? We need the Lagak. The Rage could be good. This does give us another creature, so I'm going to go ahead and put back the Rage. The next call probably is the Zendikar, but I'm fine. Okay, so awesome. So we have a creature. Now next turn we can either Royal Eruption, whatever they got, which we probably want to hold it off for something else. Alright, seeing black-white, they're probably Orzhov Clerics. No matter what, we are really playing a slow game. Okay, that's not a problem. Since we have the creature, actually, I think, do we just blow that up now or blow it up later? Yeah, let's blow it up now. Get in the 1 point of damage. It would have been nice if they had made that instant speed. They would have just made it uncommon if it was instant. Alright, so yeah, they're Orzhov Clerics. I'm very much happy seeing that. And we're going to go attacking. I highly, highly doubt they're going to block this. The reason I said that is this is a key combo piece to the Orzhov Clerics deck. Yep. Alright, so they got some creatures going on. They got some creatures of our own, though. So I think, do I go ahead and play the land and play this? Or I'm feeling confident with this. Playing the Bushfire, playing the land, and just going all out attacking. No matter where they block, they lose a creature. Okay. So our opponent is showing, what, 6, 8, sending us to 12 if they want to follow attack, but then they're in a bad spot. Okay, so they're definitely going to mix some kitties. Their opponent's doing the exact gameplay they wanted. Are they going to send us down to 10, or are they going to play defensively? Because attacking with the Shade is their smartest move. Okay, so they're sending us down to 10. They have 2 blockers. One of them they can't even block our Bushfire. Because we probably should play the Lagak next turn, hoping we draw a land, because if we draw a land, that would be amazing. Alright, so is our opponent just thinking what their attackers are going to be? What's going on? We do have 1 timeout remaining left each. Okay, so they just went on attacking, sending us to 10. So that is a land, which I think I'm going to go ahead and play out the Lagak. I play this as a land. Okay, so then I go at swinging with this, and I hold back the blockers. Because now I need to play defensively, but since I have an unblockable, it's great. Hopefully I get another land, get another 4 damage. Realistically, I have 2 good blockers, 1 mediocre blocker. Yeah, I'm really hoping for that land. If we pull that off, then that's, another guaranteed 4 damage. The issue is our opponent does have 4 blockers, but none of them can, 2 of them can block the Bushfire. So a giant creature would also be nice. I already used up the Royal Eruption. I was thinking things through. Oh, they're just full on attacking. Intriguing. Okay. So, lock out. I need to get rid of their biggest threat, which this thing just combos off. So it might just be, let's block here. Go ahead and block this over here, and then go ahead and block that, so this can come back. I'll take 3. They might have a pump spell, which would be a problem. But if not, we're just taking 3. We're getting rid of that Blight Priest for sure. I don't think there's a way to give your board indestructible. Okay, so they got the pumps in. Okay, so we're still dealing with the healer. We're still dealing with the Blight Priest. Unfortunately, we lose our Legak. We take 4 damage. I guess they held back the cat to try to block. So what they should have done is definitely double pump this. Actually, I take that back. Even if they double pump, I mean kick it, I should say, not double pump. They kick it. It's only extra damage. So yeah. They probably did what they had to do. They do lose 2 creatures, and then we lost 3, so it was a huge payoff for our opponent. We're definitely going to have to go here and play this out. Unfortunately, our opponent's in a very good spot. I'm going to go ahead and just target that land. I guess we should not have played the Fireblade Charger. So now we don't attack. Yeah, no, we don't attack. Because we can use the Fireblade Charger to block here. But we want it to block, or we want to take out 2 of the creatures at once. The problem is this game does not look good for us. We need a big creature to come down. It'd be amazing to get a land to come down. Our opponent having a buff spell was amazing for them. Put us in a very weird predicament. Alright, so yeah, our opponent now can play this out with the kicker. So yeah, block here. And I just take the 3. Or I guess I have to block just in case they have shenanigans. Hopefully I can draw a Might of Marasa off the top. I have to hold back the blocker unless I have Might of Marasa, but they might have a kill spell in hand. Alright, so we got an Ox. Play with the land, it's not what I want to see. This has... Okay, so no attacks. No matter what, we're going to take some damage. We can at least kill their cleric. Alright, that's GG's. I guess I jinxed myself. We could not deal with it. They got us. For the first loss of this draft, it's not too bad. We made it all the way to 6 wins before we took it. Take the L sometimes. I guess it was just... There wasn't a whole lot. I mulliganed. I guess cutting the kill spells kind of did me in there. But the fact that they had that pump spell, that's what really did it. The mass pump spell put their game over the top to where I couldn't deal with it. When we are ready, jump into the next one. Alright, we have a turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, and a Royal Eruption. I can definitely keep this. Go ahead and play our land and get passing. I like these lands, definitely. Just a call back to the older days of Magic. I don't think there's any black card with flash. I have an instant. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, play our land, get our 2/2 starting. Alright, so we're playing against a Rakdos deck. Alright, so we got some partiers. We go swinging, try to get rid of their party. Okay, so next turn we just play down our mountain, get the Lagakon. That actually is kind of a problem. So for now, yeah, just get the Lagakon line. We can worry about that next turn. I'm going to go attacking. Because if we take 4, we take 4. I'll definitely block here. Because next turn we were playing down the forest, triggering that, and then Royal Eruption, their expedition. Alright, they have erupted our brute. Even that flying is good for them. But we're going to erupt you right back. Goodbye. Goodbye, you. Okay. Clicking too fast. Goodbye, you flying expedition champion. Now we all out attack. They might trade, they might not. Alright, they're taking the trade. We can guarantee in at least 1 damage next turn, so we at least know we're hitting him down to 9. Alright, so that's not a problem. We can attack right through that. Alright. They're quite a ways off of that. We're attacking through this, which isn't a problem. I mean, yeah, that happens. Ooh, I like it. Play out that Falith. Swing it in. They're going to probably block. But we got the game. We got a mountain to come down. Okay. So they're going to block the Falith then. Having Death Touch, though, that is a problem. And a half. Huh. I think this is just GG's, though. The GG's. Alright, they attacked way too quickly. Well, over here at the Cryptic Commander, this is your host, Luna. I had a fantastic time playing. Don't forget to go ahead and check us out over on Facebook at the Cryptic Commander, here on YouTube. And then if you want to buy us a coffee, go to buymeacoffee.com. It's a new innovative way to support content creators. If you want to go ahead and support the podcast or support the channel here, we would truly appreciate it. And then if you want to check out our subsidiary group, Magic the Gathering Player Group, or on Facebook, I'm sure they would appreciate it. And then we do have a contest going on. So go ahead, comment down about a playmat. I'd like to win a playmat. Give us a pun about playmats. Anything about playmats. And you enter yourself in a chance to win a playmat from the Cryptic Commander. We will announce in a future video when the contest is over, who's won it, and also we will announce it over on our Facebook page. So we really do appreciate you all sticking around. Go ahead and hit that bell. Don't forget to subscribe. And this is Luna with the Cryptic Commander, signing off.